Marvel Rivals Winter Splash event is now live, and that means a whole bunch of new free skins and cosmetics. So here's a brief list of them all, starting with the ones that are outside of game. First, we have the new Twitch drops, and this is a Will of Galacta Iron Fist, as well as an emote, and a special Galacta spray that's themed after that hero. Now, this particular drop expires on January 9th, but I really recommend keeping your eyes on Twitch because they're constantly putting in new drops over there, especially when they have tournaments, and those will be out of sync with the regular seasonal updates. The second free skin we have is Iron Man Model 42, the black and gold one that everyone loves so much, and all you gotta do is put this code into the game's main menu, and this will run until December 28th. It's actually a rerun from the early seasons, so I recommend grabbing it as soon as you can because we don't know if it'll ever come back after this. Within Marvel Rivals, we have quite a few events going on right now. The Christmas event is the Gone Nutty for gifts, and you'll have to play some games to earn nuts for this squirrel, and the squirrel will throw them at the Christmas tree, and once you clear all the ornaments, there will be a second set of ornaments, and through this system you can earn the Black and Gold Magneto. But this is on track 2, this is after you've cleared the first set of ornaments. You also have a claw-cooked barbecue emote for Wolverine. In the first set of free rewards you'll get, that's where you can grab the Echoes of X emote, where you'll carve the Professor X bust, our first look at Charles Xavier in the game, as well as this pretty cute Galacta emote. There's so many Galacta emotes in the game. Try to collect them all. And a Frosty figure emoji bundle. I like this because these are the ones you actually throw up in-game, so this is all pretty cool. That one expires when Season 6 arrives, but one that expires on the new year is Jeff's Break Time event. And this is how you get the custom Jeff the Suit Shark skin. And there's so many styles for this one. Again, all you really gotta do is play and get enough rolls to unlock all these cans. There is a premium track, but we're here for the free skins. So many options, you can even do stuff to his tail. And considering that the new LTM is Jeff the Shark base, you definitely want to try to grab this skin before it's gone. Now, since this is part of the anniversary event, I'll briefly mention Van Dien's grand opening, because this isn't free, quote-unquote. You do have to spend units on it, which are the blue currency. However, the blue currency is free. It's something that you earn in-game, you get through Battle Pass rewards and stuff that you don't usually have to pay for, so you can get this skin. At maximum, it should cost 2,400, and it is kind of a gacha system. You throw these stars at the balloons. Hopefully you'll get it before that. I've seen people doing it in as little as 2 rolls, and if it entices you, here's her MVP as well. Though I gotta say, her emoji is probably the one that I like best. You could get part of the kit and not get the whole thing. That is a possibility too. And if you do get the skin, it has multiple colors. Again, not free, but free. Now, while both of those are going to expire when the new year arrives, the Spider-Man Iron Spider will be available for the rest of the season. And it's not just that you can get Iron Spider, you're going to have to go through all these little submissions to get here. And within each of these submissions are some rewards like Iron Spider Spray. Punisher mourns the loss of his dear friend. The Web of Mist emote for that Iron Spider skin. The Grandmaster Roll Spray, which is going to be restricted to this season. And then a bunch of free units. And I counted them up, there's 350 total here, so enough for a couple rolls on that Psylocke skin at least. The more recent event is the Seeds of the Gardener. And this one, you can get the Mark 1 Iron Man skin, made in a cave with a box of scraps. And you can get the entire set here. He has an emoji. The systems just go awry. He ends up upside down. A spray, his Funko Pop spray. Wow, what a collab. And his MVP too, Iron Man is Born. I like this one a lot. They did a steampunk skin for him, and I prefer this way more than that skin. Also, a collectible Cabinet of the Collector. This relates to the story of the season, and just to entice you, they put the emote for the Cap Wolf and the spray for the Cap Wolf for free. They really want to get you on this track. But if you're just here for the free stuff, you get a lot for very little within this event pass. The final set of event rewards is actually the Marvel Zombies LTM, and this has been around for a while, but it gets pretty difficult at the end. Now, obviously, you'll get that Queenslayer title, you can see it right here on my card, if you beat it in Nightmare 4 maximum difficulty with all your friends in a group. But if you beat it in Nightmare 3 and Nightmare 4 solo with the heroes individually, you can get special nameplates for them, and some of these Nightmare 4 titles, they're really good. Queen of Limbo, Lunar Vengeance, King Landshark, Wrath of Asgard, and Endless Arsenal. These are like actually really nice titles, and they're going to be super rare because beating it in Nightmare 4 is a pretty tough task with some of these heroes. Blade is definitely the easiest. For the most difficult, it's really a toss-up between Thor and Punisher. Tell me in the comments which of these is your favorite. Are you actually going to try to grind these out? Because you have until the end of the season, 28 days, just like the rest of the events. But looking here within the missions, we also have Jeff's Winter Splash Festival rewards, and these are some titles as well. Though these are going to be much simpler to get. I think you only have to play a couple of rounds on each role within that game mode. Champion Striker, Champion Keeper, and Champion Painter, as well as the Snuggle Season Spray. So that's pretty cool, because they just added 2 recolors to his cuddly Fuzzlefin shark. I really hope I said that right. That's a mouthful. And by the way, that skin is actually free in a certain manner. I'll tell you how to get it towards the end of this video. Now, within the Battle Pass, we have quite a few free things. On the first page, we have Namor's emote, Set Sail. Rocking that Davy Jones aesthetic, Monstro King spray. At least you can kind of cope by putting the spray up and then doing the emote, just saying, yeah, I might have that in the locker. The Gambit nameplate as well. That's pretty cool that they put that on the very first page. On the second page, you have a free spray, but nothing else really except a couple units. And throughout this pass, there is some units, lattice, and molecule for recoloring your skin. It's 400 of the blue, 200 of the gold, which is actually for the passes, and then 400 of the recolor molecules. Combine it with some of the events, and you can actually get some new skins and new recolors, but you can't get any of the passes unless you actually collect enough gold, and they really only give you like 200 to 300 through any mid-season or early season update. On the next page, we have the emote for Punisher, Volt Verdict. Can't get the Franken-Castle, but the emote and the spray are free as well, so that's a pretty decent deal. On the fourth page, you can get the Blue Thing for free, and this is the entire set, by the way. Even get his shaving emote from the movie. That's pretty classy. On the fifth page, this is where you get a little bit of the lattice, just a tiny bit of the actual in-game currency. You also get a nameplate, and you get the spray. This is inspired by Amazing Spider-Man #1, so this is a throwback to a classic. You get the emote for Gold Hela, Peacebringer. Pretty simple. I like it though because it matches Angela, because Angela also uses a staff. You also have the nameplate for Rogue here for free. This is about where you would be if you played casually during the seasons. Right around the middle of the season, you'd be in the middle of the pass. On page 8, we got really just a nameplate and a spray. Nothing really on this page at all. It's kind of crazy how this immortal weapon aesthetic bled into season 5 from season 4. I honestly don't know if they're going to do anything more with this. Maybe it hints at a future LTM. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. On the Infinity Ultron page, you can at least get his emote, where he tells you his diabolical plan to control the world. And a little spray, a spray with a little baby Ultron. Now, page 10 is actually pretty cool because Adam Warlock doesn't get a lot of skins, so the fact that he gets his Magus skin for free, the entire set, including this emote, Brilliance Beckons, and his MVP, Dark Arcanum. This one's pretty tough. Makes me wish that Adam Warlock was a bit more balanced, but I think he kind of suffers from Season 0 syndrome. And that means that he hasn't been reworked significantly enough to keep up with power creep. And since he hasn't kept up with power creep, his tools are kind of outmoded. Maybe he can get a rework here in 2026. On the final page, you can at least get Scarlet Witch's emote for free, Petal of Promise, and the second bit of Lattice all the way on the final page. They make you work for that, don't they? But that's really it for the Battle Pass. However, if you do play Ranked, there is always a set of free skins every season. But simply by reaching gold, you'll get the Sacrificial Pawn Gambit, and not only is this blue, looking at the aesthetics on the back, you get this checkerboard pattern that makes him really cool to play in. And it's kind of the same thing with Rogue. She has some blue tint, but the checkerboard, again, really cool to play in these skins if you've seen footage of them. And they have changed it around this season. Now they have placement matches. You got to do 10 matches, then it'll place you where you belong. If you've ranked really high before, chances are you'll get right into gold off the bat and immediately get these skins at the end of the season. But if not, just know you'll have to grind up to gold, and if you got to gold in Season 5, you'll have to play 10 matches in Season 5.5 to get the Rogue skin. I feel like people get confused about that a lot. Don't let yourself get beat out of these really cool skins, and if you do make it higher up the bracket, you always get these nameplates as well. And the nameplates actually kind of change based on how high you get, because just by reaching platinum you'll get the knight, but once you reach diamond you get the king and the queen, and then once you reach grandmaster, that's when you start getting these little crests of honor. And man, if you're good enough to make a top 500, you probably aren't even on this video. Best of luck to you, man. Now if you're a more experienced player, you definitely know about the achievements, but if you're new to the game, going over here to your account, switching over to the achievement tab, we can see that there's quite a few things to unlock. On the very first page, you're gonna have a couple of titles, really, and a couple of sprays. And now the thing about these sprays, these require you to play for quite a while. You're gonna have to get at least one Lord, you're gonna have to get all the map achievements in here, and some of these disappear as the seasons go on, such as these gallery card ones, so that's what really makes those two sprays valuable. In terms of free skins though, it's all on the Heroic Journey track, and this is about getting achievements with the individual heroes. Pretty big time investment, but if you work your way through this track, you'll get the Ivory Breeze Storm skin, and a little bit further on the track is the Jovial Starlord skin, and these skins, a little bit more common nowadays, but the Jovial Starlord, I think that's probably more rare, and being a good Starlord player, also pretty rare. A few titles here as well, Heroic Ally and Daring Dramatist, as well as a bunch of units throughout. Do not forget the units. Doing all the math, you have 2,300 units total through this achievement system, as well as 400 Recolor Molecule, and you combine that with the Recolor Molecule from the Battle Pass and the 400 unit from the Battle Pass, suddenly you have the ability to get a couple skins and a couple recolors just by grinding it out. Now, a couple things that are only going to be visible to newer players, I can't even see them now because I've worked my way through them. There's a thing called a Venom Pickup Bundle, and this isn't quite free, but for only $3 you can get a Venom skin, a Venom emote, and a costume coin as well. And this is one of the easiest ways to get some of the limited time skins that aren't even available for purchase. Because if we go here to the store and we go here to the exchange, this is where you use your costume coins. And the reason I have so many is because some of these are actually linked to limited time events, such as this Thor skin, this Groot, this other Thor skin, and this Mantis skin, and you're going to need a costume coin to get these. And for $3, I think it's a pretty cheap investment for any of these skins, really, since there's no other way to get them. Now, if you're a brand new player, the Galacta's gift event should be in-game, and it's 7 days of missions. Really, you just log in, play a couple rounds, and at the end of that, you'll get a costume coin as well as a couple of chrono tickets, which will protect you from losing points on the ranked grind, making it easier to get these gold skins. If you've played this game more than a week, then you can't even see this on your game anymore, but it is a way to incentivize new players to hop in with you. Maybe it's a way to get your friends to try the game out. Now, if you're a college student, Marvel Rivals does something called the College Perk System. And I believe this is related to esports, but you can try and register through the official Marvel Rivals website. I'm going to put the link up here on the screen. And this is actually an official tweet. Every season, these skins will rotate. They're usually among the most popular, usually for the most meta heroes. But the thing is, they're only available for that season. They will rotate out and you'll get a new set that you can test. So it's a cool way to try out skins, see if you actually want to buy them. And if not, hey, they just disappear from your locker and you get a whole new set every season. And if you're a content creator like me, the Marvel Rivals devs run a set of live and video incentives where they give away up to 8k units for you to get skins with. Again, this is something you have to do through an official website, so I'll put the tweets up here right now so you can follow that little rabbit trail. And last season, I actually won in a couple of these tracks. I haven't gotten the units yet. I think there's a little bit of time for them to sort out how to deliver this, but it is legit. If you're a PlayStation player, there is a Scarlet Spider skin that is available for free, and this should be there just to download in the store. And if you're a PlayStation Plus player, this is how you get the Cuddly Fizzlefin skin for Jeff this season, and with the free molecules, you should be able to get one of those recolors for him as well. And the final skin of the season is actually a Disney Plus incentive. You can get a blue Daredevil skin in the game. They're going to give you a code through your email, and this is kind of a cool perk. I believe you have to go on the Disney Plus website actually. It's not just within the app, but don't worry if you don't get this. It's coming to the store on January 8th. And I believe it's only going to be like 800 units, a pretty cheap recolor. But that's every free skin in Marvel Rivals Winter Splash Festival update. Tell me which of these is your favorite. Tell me what your hopes are for Marvel Rivals in 2026. And be sure to like and subscribe if this video brought you value. Maybe check out this video next to me about the best and worst powers to steal with Rogue. Or maybe this one about Rogue's combos, because Rogue is the new hero of the season and she's incredibly complex, but very fun to play.